everyone, it's Kathy Champion, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Gastonia, North Carolina, and I want to welcome you to my channel. If you are new here, perhaps the first time that you've stopped by, I want to thank you so much for taking time to watch me create something hopefully that you will fall in love with. So for all of my tried and true crafty family that comes by and sees what I do on a regular basis, and y'all know who you are, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the love and support you've given me. We are getting ready to go through another transition, and you know, we're humans, and so many times with humans we don't like change, but one thing for sure that is always a necessity is changing. I had signed up with Stampin' Up! And then I was asked by a very dear friend, and many of you probably know Edith Ray, Scrapbooking with Me, her and her daughter Melina, I hope I got Melina's name right, had asked me to come on and be on their design team for her e-club kit. And her e-club kit is like a card scrapbook type paper crafting kit that goes out once a month. And I decided, because I needed to keep that separate from Stampin' Up!, I created a second channel for my Stampin' Up! This all became too overwhelming, and I had to decide which one I was going to do, whether I was going to continue doing Edith's club kit, or if I'm going to put my emphasis toward my Stampin' Up! My Stampin' Up! Is my bread and butter. So every time you make a purchase, it helps me with a small amount of income. It helps me earn free product, and it helps me to be able to bring y'all more of these hopefully very entertaining and inspirational videos, which is my goal. So with all that being said, I am going to close down Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping, which is my Stampin' Up! Not web page, but is my Stampin' Up! Channel. That's the one that you're viewing this on today. I am going to close that one out. Really, I don't think I'm going to close it. I think what I'm going to do is just leave it, but I'm going to move all of my Stampin' Up! Back over to Random Acts of Crafting. And in doing so, I'm going to also change the name on that site to Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I was kind of going around and around with a new name, but nothing really popped. I tried so many different things, and I thought perhaps God's trying to tell me something, and let's just leave well enough alone. Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. So that will be the name on my Random Acts of Crafting YouTube channel. So I just wanted to let you know. Now, if you are a subscriber to this channel, you will not automatically be grandfathered over. You will have to go, if you're not already a subscriber over there, you will have to go to that channel and subscribe, and I'll put the link to that channel in the video below so that it'll make it really easy. All you'll have to do is click that link. It will take you directly to the channel, and hit the subscribe button. And if you're not sure if you're subscribed or not, just click on that link and go over and see. It'll tell you if you're subscribed or not. So if you are not subscribed, please do so there, because I will not be putting up any more videos on this channel. So, okay, got that housekeeping out of the way. Let's move on to our host code. This is our brand new host code for December. So if you spend anywhere between $50 retail before shipping and tax, up to $149.99, please use this host code. If your purchase is over $150 before shipping and handling, shipping and tax, whatever, do not use the host code. Send me an email, and what I will do is make sure you do receive my free gift, as well as receiving the Stampin' Up. If you spend $150 retail, Stampin' Up compensates you and they give you free product. So, and it's free product that you can choose. So you might earn $20 worth of products, and there might be a stamp set that's maybe $40, and you kind of was kind of on the fence whether to buy it or not. You can use that credit toward that stamp set, which is great. So I just wanted to let y'all know that I am learning more as I go of how to work this business of Stampin' Up. Y'all know that I'm fairly new to it, but I am loving it. So with all that being said, let me move on to my little bundle that I wanted to work with. I've had this, and I'm sure y'all do this too. You'll order a stamp set with a die and maybe even an embossing folder, and then they come in, you look at them, you open them up, you know, take them out, you might even stamp a couple, and then you put it back in and you thought, I didn't like that. Give it a second chance. I want to show you these dies. This stamp set, when I first took it out and stamped, I wasn't pleased with it because I wasn't using it properly. Yeah, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator and I was not using it properly. So I'm going to show you, I've got some inks over here in a stamp block, and the inks that I have are Soft Suede and Garden Green, and I'm also going to take out a shaded Spruce. Now you can see it's trees, so of course we're going to use one for our, I'm going to lay my embossing folder over there and my dies just to get it out of my way so we can actually do our stamping. And I want to show you how beautiful this set can be if you use it properly. So I'm going to grab a piece of Whisper White, and I'm putting it on, these are photopolymer stamps, so I am actually laying it on my Stampin' Pierce mat. And the first thing I want to do is I want to grab the tree. Let's do the small tree. I've already stamped out some of the other ones, so let's try this one. And I'm also going to get a piece of scrap paper, and I think I have one under here. I usually try to keep one of these when I stamp on it. I will tear it off and I'll stick it up underneath here so that I can have it to work with. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp the base of the tree. Now the ones with the trunk, the tree trunk, are the branches. So we're going to do that in this soft suede. And I'm going to do like what they used to call second generation stamping, because you ink up, you stamp off, and then you stamp on. Stamp off, stamp on. Press that down, and there we have the base of our tree. Let me get my stamp cleaner, and I'm using the Stampin' Scrub. If you do a lot of stamping, invest in one of these. It is one of the best tools. Stampin' Up has such good quality products. You may pay a few dollars more for their items, but I'm here to tell you they will last you a lifetime. And you there'll be tools you use. How many times do we buy tools and they don't work properly, and then we end up putting it in a corner, putting it in a box, sticking it in the back, and then it's useless. It's wasted money. So I say buy quality items, something that you will use, and it's so much better that way. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do off of the stamp set, if you notice, here's a little tree. This is what is called a two-step stamping. So this one is going to be stamped in the green, and with this being photopolymer, you can see through it. So you can see where you're putting your piece down. So I'm going to close up my soft suede. And I tried this with the Early Espresso, and it was a little bit too dark. That's the reason I went. And you know what? I want to try an Old Olive. The other ones that I stamped and die cut that we are going to use, and let me show you those. This is one, and this is one. Now, aren't those gorgeous? I fell in love with these once I stamped them and saw how beautiful they were. I want to try this one in the Old Olive just to see. We're playing. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to stamp off and then come in right about there. And isn't that gorgeous? I mean, I love that the two-way stamping, because you can color without coloring your stamping. So how fun is that? I love, love, love these two-step stamps, because they make everything so easy and so just so much fun. So let's take this one off and let's see if we want to stamp one of the other ones. Let's do this little tree. I see we got a little tree. So I'm going to take this one off. And I'm going to go ahead and put these back on because, like I said, I've stamped out quite a few of these. So I'm going to just go ahead and lay these back on. I wanted to do a little bit, and I also want this little snow dots, which we're going to use those two in just a minute. So I'm going to lay those over there, and let's grab this little tree. This is the two-step part of that one. Alright, I like the Old Olive, but you know what? I think I'm going to do another shaded spruce. This was shaded spruce, this was garden green, and this is Old Olive. So I wanted it to look very variegated. Just is that a proper word? Very variegated. Oh goodness. My husband says I have my own little, he calls them Kathyisms. He's always teasing me about something, but that's okay. I always tell him it's only because he loves me that he teases me like he does. I'm going to put that into soft suede again, and I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp on. Beautiful. And look, that Stampin' Scrub, look at that stamp. Oh, I love it. I love when I can clean my stamps. Y'all know that I am very OCD when it comes to my stamps. They're an investment, and I like to treat them as such, because you know, we put a lot of money in our crafting supplies, so let's treat them well. Now, I love that. You know what else would be pretty? The pretty peacock. But this does need to be like a second generation stamp, so you need to stamp off before you... No, that didn't turn out very well, did it? That's okay. Like I said, we're playing, and I stuck my hand in my ink, so I'm going to grab one of my little whites. And see if I can get that off, which it came off beautifully. And let's try this again. So we need, I do need that little tree again, don't I? So I'm going to put him right here so I can stamp here and then turn it over and do the other one. So we're going to stamp off right there and then stamp this down. Okay, and then, oops, let's clean that. I'll have ink all over everything again if I don't. Very good. And let's close this one up so I don't put my hand in it again. And we're going to use that one again, which is the shaded spruce. going to stamp off and stamp on. Much better. Much, much better. And this one would work, but I like that one better. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I put this card together. And I think you're going to really love the way this card looks. I didn't get inspiration from any one person on this card. I literally just said, I want to play with these dies. Now, what do I want to do? And I started just kind of throwing some stuff together, and the next thing you know, I had a card. So, and you know what? I love it because I think that's the fun part of crafting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab the dies, and this makes it so easy to cut your little trees out. So this one goes with this, and look how stinking cute that is. Just like that, and then I need my little stickies, and they're right here. Stuck to everything. Stuck to my ink pad. Oh no! Did I pull off? I think I pulled it off of the... It's one of the other languages. I don't need that. That was, that came off of one of my other, the bottom of one of my stamps, my ink pads. I'll get it right in a minute, y'all. Bear with me, it's still early. Maybe I haven't had enough of caffeine yet. Okay, let's get that right there. And we'll put one right here. And then let's grab the little tree. And I'm going to put this one right here. These are kind of tricky, just to get them exactly where you want them. And I think one of these will be suffice for that. And then I'm just going to run this through my die machine, which is right here at my right hand. Oh, and I gotta tell y'all, the mini die cut machine will be available January 4th. So be ready, y'all. It is the cutest little thing. I haven't gotten mine yet. I did order one. I said I wasn't, but I wanted to be able to show it to y'all. You know, not everybody wants the big die machine, and if you can get by like these little pieces like this will go through the mini just, I mean, absolutely wonderfully. So if you're not in the market for a big, you know, die machine, maybe this little mini will be just the ticket for you. So, and I thought it'd be really cool to have something that small, you know, just where you can grab it and do a quick cut. So, as the old saying goes, never say never, because I said I was not going to buy it. Oh goodness, do y'all ever do that? Nope, not going to put my money in that. I've got the big one. I can use it for everything, small and large. Yeah. Okay, we've got this done. So the next thing that we need to do is we need a card base. So I have Whisper White Thick, cut 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So that's going to be our card base, and it's actually going to be a landscape card like that. Here, we should be good to go. So I'm going to bring this up so that I get the top of that tree over here, and I want to bring it down to make sure it's lined up straight. And if you look at your folder, then you can see where your image is going to fall on your card. That is a good way when you put it in, just look at it and see if that's what you want. So now I'm going to take all of my plates off of my die cut machine. I'm going to leave my #1 platform and my specialty plate. The reason for that, this is a 3D embossing folder. The specialty plate comes with your die machine. You get your number 1 plate, your adapter for your thin dies, and you'll get 2 cutting plates. And of course, this is the number 4, your specialty plate. Those all come with your, oh, isn't that pretty? Kind of lost the snow a little bit, but it's very pretty. What do y'all think? Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. You can still see the little dots in the background. When I dropped it and looked back at it, I can actually see that. So, I'm going to go ahead and lay this back over here and get it out of our way. And now what we want to do is, I think I'm going to bring out my liquid glue. I need some dimensionals. So I got those, and my card base. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and adhere this to my card base. But I'm trying to decide let me check one thing before I commit to that. I did something a little crazy yesterday. I started pulling my dies out, and I wanted to kind of match everything. And what I had done, I pulled all my Christmas stamps and things that I could use for Christmas, and I have everything in a box like this. So I went through and I labeled all of my dies with all of the stamp sets. And I think I want that little deer to be in our background, and maybe those 2 bears. So this is the set that I want. And this is the Snowglobe Scenes. I think this particular set went a little bit unnoticed, but I absolutely loved it. And I want to do like a silhouette of these. And the reason I want to do that is I want them to look like they're in the night sky. Why not? So I'm going to take those 3 dies off, and I'm going to get a piece of black, and let's see if I've got a scrap of black. I usually do. Yep, there we go. Always got black. Now what I want to do is go ahead and die cut these right quick, because I want all my pieces prior to, oh, I think that's going to be so cute. So I'm just going to tape him down, and I'm going to put Mama Bear right there, and I think we can get Baby Bear right here. I know this makes me look like a miser, but hey. Cardstock's expensive. Don't y'all agree? Alright, I'm going to run this through just like that. Let's see what we got. My little deer wanted to stick. Isn't that cute? I don't think that's going to be beautiful. Alright, let's get our Mama Bear. These are so tiny. I want to make sure that I get them back in here because I don't want to lose them. So I'm just going to drop these in for now. I can place them a little bit later. Let's get the little deer off of here. Alright. So pop those out, and we still have a good sized piece of this for something else. So it only took a small piece to cut those. That's why we don't throw our scraps away. You never know when they're going to come in handy. Alright, so we've got all of our little elements and everything just about done. The other thing that I wanted to do is the Seaside Spray. Even though it's Seaside Spray, this has, for me, become my go-to for cutting little snowbanks and little ditties like that. I'm trying to decide if I want, I want one that will go all the way across my card. So I'm going to take the larger piece of Seaside Spray, and I am going to cut. You got these little snowbanks on the in the pine dies, and we are going to cut one right about like this. Let's see. Yeah, and we'll cut off what we don't need. So I'm just going to trim off about 1.5 inches. Wrinkle my paper cutter up here. And you know what, I think 1 inch might do it. I think 1 inch will do it. So a 1 inch strip. Uh-oh. Turn it around. I didn't have that in straight. Let's do it like this. I'm going to use my guide over on the right side. That'll help me. There we go. So now we can run that through the die machine. And all I'm going to do is lay this down on here, just like that. I'm going to take one piece of flags, just to hold that nice and even across the bottom. And we're going to cut that out. This machine is so smooth. I love the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. It is really superb. But then I think everything that Stampin' Up! Does, I have not been disappointed with their products. They are excellently made. I'm going to just snip this off like that. Now we've got our snowbank. We're probably going to have to trim this anyway because it's going to go that way. Toby is at it again, y'all. I was watching a video last night and this lady's dog started barking, and I thought that Toby was going to have a hissy fit. He did not like the fact that there was another dog barking in his house. He was livid. Alright, we've got a snowbank. So let me get some of this stuff out of my way so we can concentrate on putting our card together now. I do have one more thing that I want to stamp and cut, and that is from the Toile Christmas, and it's May Your Days Be Merry and Bright, and it has this little banner. They are gorgeous. I have one in red, but I'm thinking, I don't know, let's see if the red one will work. If not, we're going to do that in the Misty Moonlight. So I'll just lay that over there until we get ready for our sentiment, and we'll see. Alright, on the back of this, I'm going to put down some liquid glue. I'm using liquid glue because of all the nooks and crannies in this. I want to make sure that it adheres very well. And liquid glue will get down into those nooks and crannies a lot better than your Stampin' Seal. think I finally got to the point where I'm not saying snail anymore. That was quite a little ordeal with getting used to the Stampin' Seal versus the snail. But you know, again, like I was talking about earlier, sometimes we have to embrace change. And that was a change that Stampin' Up! Made. And you know what? It's okay. Now this is going to go right here, but I do need to trim that off. So I'm going to make myself just a tiny little pencil mark. And then I'm just going to take my snips and I'm going to go to the other side of the pencil mark so that I'm cutting the pencil mark away. And now we can go ahead, and I'm wondering, I think I might put this on dimensionals. I want this to sit up just a little bit. I think I might do some minis. Oh, that's not minis. Where's my mini glue dots? Right here. I'm going to use some smaller ones because I want this to work all the way across. And I want to get it balanced out where we don't have to worry about it coming up. I'm going to do one more over here at the end. And you might take your pick tool. Sometimes it helps if you get these off of your thing before they get completely full, but this works so good. Alright, so now we're ready just to adhere this down, and what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm coming right to the bottom edge of that Misty Moonlight. Just like that. Alright, we have to decide where we want our little bears. Mama bear and baby bear. I think I'm going to put Mama bear right back there. And I'm just going to use a couple of the mini glue dots on her. And while I'm putting glue dots down, I'm going to go ahead and put one on my baby bear. And we might as well go ahead and get our little reindeer all done up. He's going to go down on glue dots as well. Or not glue dots, I'm sorry. Mini dimensionals. And I'm wondering if I can get one. Let's cut this one in half. If you find yourself needing a smaller thing to stick, you can always use a glue dot. But I love the dimensionals. I love the dimension that it gives. I'm not even using my take your pick right now. I am concentrating on where I want these. And I'm not going to commit yet because I want to get my trees on there. So let's do our trees right about here. And we got a big one over here that's going to come down right there behind that snowbank. And let's put one on top of the snowbank. Maybe that one up there. I like the way that's looking. This one needs to come down just a hair. And that's why I like the snowbank, and I wanted it up so I could tuck trees in behind there. I don't want this tree here. I think I want this tree maybe right there. And then let's see where we want our bears. I want Mama Bear here and Baby Bear there. And then reindeer right there. Alright, let's put our trees down first, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to grab some glue dots, and I'm going to try to put one on each tree. If I need a mini, I got the minis right here, so not a problem. So we're going to put these down right about there. I love building a card like this. It's so much fun, and just I love these die cuts. They are gorgeous. Let's see, maybe. Alright, I am back, and sorry about that interruption, but my husband was calling me and I had left my phone in the kitchen, so I had to run and grab it. Alright, I went ahead and got my deer placed. I didn't want to stick him down until I got back, but I'd already taken the backers off of the stickers. But look how cute this card is going to be. I think I want the baby here and Mama there. And I think that's going to work out perfect with our trees. So I'm going to pull these off. We just about got this card done. Just about. So I'm going to put Mama Bear right there. And Baby Bear right here with her. Oops. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful? Now I thought about taking a piece of Very Vanilla, and I think we can do it with that. And what I thought would be cute is to have a moon maybe behind this tree right here, because I haven't glued that tree down. So let me think what size punch I would like for the moon to be. I think a 1 inch. I think a 1 inch punch like this will work. Or if you've got a 1 inch die, I think that'll make a cute, cute moon. So I am going to put the moon right about there. And I'm going to glue these directly down. I think we've got enough of dimension with the animals and the trees down here that I want this just to be just in the sky, right about there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with these trees. I'm going to put this big one down first. And this is where your liquid glue is so important. I always say that there is a place for all of your different adhesives in your craft room. So don't be afraid to try something a little different. I'm going to put that one there. And then this tree is going to go right about here. And that glue, don't worry about it because it's going to dry clear. Now the only thing we need is a sentiment. And what did I do with that sentiment? Right here. And I don't know that I want that red on there. What do y'all think? I think it would do much better if I did it on Misty Moonlight. What do you think? This is just a piece of the thick Whisper White, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece off of here that is about this width, because all I need is a piece large enough, and I might use the bottom of this. I just need a piece large enough for this to fit on. So maybe 2 inches. I think a 2-inch piece will work wonderfully. So I'm going to put that up there, and I'm just going to slice up. And I'm going to lay that there because I'll probably need that again at some point very soon. And let me get that stamp set in my Misty Moonlight. There's my Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to grab that stamp that says, "May your days be merry and bright." It's a beautiful stamp. And we need a stamp block that's big enough to handle it, and I think this one will. So I'm going to lay my stamps right there so I don't misplace them. And let's see if we can get this nice and centered. I'm going to bring my little piece of paper back out that I was stamping on earlier, because I think what I want to do is stamp this, do a little test. Actually, I love it in that color, just like that, so let's do that. So I'm going to put it down right about here. Oh, so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? So let's, you know, I really wanted the snow to show in my, clean this up real quick. I really wanted my snow to show on that card, so I have another little trick in my arsenal that may work. But let's go ahead and get this cut out first. And my dog is sitting here whining at me because she doesn't want to eat her food. She wants a treat, and that's not going to happen. I think it goes this way. Go eat your food. Go eat. No treat if you don't eat. I tell my husband, I said, these dogs are like 2-year-olds. They are literally like having 2 2-year-olds. Oh goodness! If you have fur babies, you know exactly what I'm talking about. They are absolutely the love of my life, but they can be a handful. But I wouldn't take anything for them. They give us, my husband and I both, lots and lots of love. So I'm going to take that off and take this off, and look at that. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Now let's bring this back over and let's see how that will, oh my goodness. I think that was the crowning touch on this card. Look at that. Before I put this down, I'm going to take a jelly roll pen, and you can get these at your local craft store. And what I'm going to do is, or you can order them offline, however, I am going to do some little dots of snow. So let me finish doing my dots of snow, and this is what it's going to look like. And once I finish that, I will be back. Okay everybody, I completed my snow scene, and I really think that that snow coming down, even with the moon, still looks beautiful. Tell me what you think. And we are going to pop this up right about here. And how pretty is that card? I love that. I think it came together really nicely, and I'm happy. I love it when I make a card and I can say, I'm really happy with this card, because y'all know it doesn't always happen. Sometimes I make a card and I'm like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? Oh my goodness. Do y'all do that? I don't know. There are times that things just don't pop for me, but this is popping, and I love this. So I think this card is a little bit of a fussy card. If there's a lot of work involved, pieces cut, stamping done, but I think it's worth every bit of the effort. I love this. I'm going to put that down right there. And now all we need to do is work on our inside. So for the inside, I am going to, I have another one of these, and I think I'm going to put this down on the inside as a mat. And I don't normally do this, but I am this time because I want to use another piece of white and frame it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You know, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So again, I'm going to grab my liquid glue, and I'm going to be very generous. I mean, don't soak it, but you know, you want enough on here that's going to get in those little crevices and hold it. There goes my voice. I am feeling better, y'all. I think yesterday was my turnaround day. I don't know what I had, but I had been really under the weather. Running fevers, low-grade fevers, and just feeling horrible. I told my husband, I don't know how I cooked Thanksgiving dinner because I was sick. But you know, we're women and we do what we have to do. Alright, there is that. And I am going to grab this piece of Whisper White, and I want to cut a piece that will fit inside of this. So this piece is 4 by 3 1/4. So I want, this wasn't the piece. What did I do with that other piece? That's not it. Now I do know that if I was organized, I would be so dangerous. Nobody would be able to be around me. Trying to decide. Frame it on that, and then frame a white piece on top of that. That would be very pretty. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's cut this down to 3 by 3 3/4. Okay, 3. By 3 3/4. And then we can stamp on this because it's light enough. Or you know what? I'm going one more. I'm going to do a 3-layer sentiment. And we're going to put that together a little bit different. So 3 by 3 3/4. So now we're going to go 2 3/4. Just dropping it 1/4 each time. 3 3/4 by 3 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. And all I'm doing is dropping 1/4 of an inch for each mat. And that's something you can always do to have a little more dramatic look on your cards. So we are going to go here, and then here. And this is the piece we're going to stamp on. But let's lay it inside our card and make sure that this is the look we want. But I got some little pieces of fuzzies on my piece, and I think this is what I want. So I'm going to do liquid glue. I'll tell you what, let's put it together and then we'll glue it inside after we get it done and stamped. And let's see, what stamp do we want? I want something that will say May the wonder of Christmas stay with you throughout the coming year. I love the sentiment. This is from Wishes and Wonder. And we are going to grab that stamp. And I'm going to bring this over. And again, I'm going to do this in the Misty Moonlight. I'm kind of sticking with my same color themes throughout. Like that. Open up our ink. I'll stamp it kind of up to the top to give a place for us to have a place for a signature. And that turned out beautiful. And now we're going to get some press and seal. Stampin' Seal. I say that every time. It's like it's in my head that this is press and seal, but you do press it and it does seal, but it's not press and seal. It's Stampin' Seal. Kind of a play on words there, huh? Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is put some adhesive on this piece. Just a little bit around each side. And then I'm going to do my little mechanism that I always do. Hold it to the edge, check my borders, and adhere. And then I'll do the same thing with this one. A little Stampin' Seal. And if it goes off like mine just did, just roll it back onto itself like you would tear and tape or any type of adhesive like that. So let's get that one down. I love layers on a card. I think they make a card very rich looking. And then that's going to go down just like that. And I'm thinking I want to put, no I don't, I'm going to put this straight down. We're going to try this. I'm going to try some Stampin' Seal, but I'm going to also put glue because this piece may not want to hold. So hopefully it will with that much adhesive. Press that down. Oh, I love it. I think it came together absolutely gorgeous. Now y'all know I got a mess to clean up. But it was so worth it because look at this gorgeous card. I'm going to zoom y'all in. Is that not gorgeous? It really just makes you want to take a walk in the woods, doesn't it? I love this. I think it showcased this stamp set. Again, the stamps that I used was in the pines for my trees and my snowbank. I used the dies called Pine Wood dies, and that's the coordinating dies for that. And I used this Evergreen Forest for my embossing folder. I used Misty Moonlight. I used Shaded Spruce, Garden Green, and Soft Suede. I think I did pull an Old Olive too, but the Old Olive's not that much different. I really can't tell the difference on the card. I used a Jelly Roll pen for my snow, and my sentiment came from Toile Christmas, and that is, nope, what did I do with it? I wanted to show you all the products that I used. Here it is. I used the Toile Christmas for that sentiment, along with the coordinating dies to cut that out. And let's not forget where I got my little animals from. That was the Snowglobe Scene dies that I got these from. I know I used quite a bit of product. Let me zoom y'all out so you can see everything that I used. That was a lot of product, but this card turned out, I think, gorgeous, and I think it was worth all of the effort that I made to put this together. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope that you would maybe be inspired to try something like this. And if you need any of the products that I showcased in this video, I will have a link in the description below where you can click and you can actually go to my web page where you can purchase any and all of these products. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a very blessed and very happy day. And until we craft again, may God keep you and bless you richly. And may everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He's so worthy. And until we craft again, I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.